Oh,
Are you recording?
Now I am. Again.
Are we recording now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You started monkey bars.
Yeah, so we're
Edit that in post.
we're day 4. Day 4 or 3?
3.
I'm obviously losing it. Day 3 of OCR America. This is lap 4. We're at about 17.5 miles. I was commenting that at first I was like, yeah, Viking OCR is a great beginner course. But it's really not. It's just that yesterday was so bad that it makes it today seem easier than it is. They do have some good obstacles here. They have a high, like 30-foot rope climb. They have a couple of these big ramps that we'll show you later where you actually have to, you go over a ramp and then you descend on a rope. Traverse wall.
That goes on forever.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of the obstacles here are similar to Shell Hill because Rob Butler, the owner of Shell Hill, actually came here and helped design some of their course. So you'll see like slight variations of them from some of his unique obstacles over there. Other than that, Jordan finished up today. He did just one lap today, so totaling about 65 miles over 4 days. He's crushing it. He helped me a lot. Brianna, one of the girls from World Sub Smutter community, was out here. She'll be back out here later. And Neil Carey's out here. Say hi. He's been out here all day, crushing it with me, so he's on lap 4 too. And your cameraman is Sai, who is usually the cameraman. So,
Alright. And you're good.
Alright. We're here at Viking OCR. Day 3 of OCR America. We're about at mile 19. So I'm lap 4 for us. Got myself, Neil Carey behind me. Sai is on video. He's been doing the bulk of the driving. This is kind of one of their interesting obstacles. It's a series of balance beams into a rope traverse into another balance beam. So I'm on live video, so I'm going to try not to mess this up. Feeling pretty good for the first 3 laps, and started kind of feeling tired for this lap. The brain's kind of funny because, you know, I'm running and I'm like, why do I feel so tired? I don't understand. And completely ignoring the last 3 days of my life, which I've done a fair amount of physical exercise. So here's where the balance beam ends and the rope traverse. And I found that I was burning more energy on the rope traverse doing it the normal way. So this one's short enough where I can do this. Let's see if I make this up long. So that burns a little more energy, but I can get it over with quicker, which I think helps me in the long run, because I can just kind of use an explosive movement to power through it. We got a couple more videos coming up for Facebook that we'll upload once we get back. You see Neil going across the conventional way, or the sloth way. Live on Facebook, Neil. No pressure.
Don't screw up?
Yeah, don't screw up. Yeah. So we were actually out here earlier, and the NBC, the local NBC News was out here. So they filmed this obstacle too. So they said that episode's not going to air, or whatever we're on, it's not going to air for another week. So a little bit after the fact. That's all right. So if anyone has any questions, we got a much better signal today than we did yesterday out in the middle of Benson, Vermont, at Shell Hill. So we're near Greenville, not that far from Albany. So if anyone has any questions today, you know, just comment below or on one of the other videos, or comment below on the live, and we'll try to answer them as we do obstacles. Try to keep everyone informed. If you haven't donated to Folds of Honor, please do so. That's kind of the whole purpose of this thing. So they give Scarlett. They give extra money to children whose parents were killed or wounded in action. So even if you're only going to donate $1 or $2, that's great. Enough people donate $1 or $2, that makes a big difference. Kind of it. We'll hit you back up at a couple more of the more interesting obstacles.
All right, well, welcome back from day 3 of your OCR America journey here. So how was day 3 for you?
Day 3 was a lot better than day 1 and 2. The terrain was a lot flatter, so it was about 700 feet of elevation gain per lap and about 5.5 miles with 32 obstacles. So I actually ended up making up some ground because the last couple days were a little short. So I ended up doing a total of 6 laps of 5.5 miles, so that's 33 miles today. So it would have been a shorter day, but I tried to make up some of the mileage, so we were out there quite a long time, like almost 11 hours, I think it was.
Man, that is crazy. So I guess what I'm curious about is you're on the road and you're doing all this. How are you keeping your nutrition right?
So I mean, so I guess let's start during race. So during race, I use my sponsor's product, Hammer Nutrition, because, well, 1, because they work, 2, because they sponsor me, and 3, because they're one of the few companies who really makes fuel for ultra endurance. So they have, I've been drinking a lot of Perpetuum, which is it's basically a fat carb protein mixture, because when you're exercising for more than like 2 or 3 hours, you actually start taking amino acids from your muscles. So if you're not taking any protein when you're doing these long, like these BFX races or these World's Toughest Mudder or Shale Hell or stuff like that, you're actually starting to eat your engine, and you're going to start breaking down. So a lot of Perpetuum, a lot of gels, a lot of Heed, one of Hammer's other products. And then, my family, or my wife, my baby, and my pit crew would go out and get lunch. So I kind of give them a list of stuff that I like to eat, and depending on what kind of chain is in the area, they may bring me back some food. So if there's Chipotle in the area, I like that. It's brown rice, guacamole, and chicken. So that's all healthy stuff. And then I have Subway for dinner, which I still need to eat. Basically, I have from all the traveling and racing, I have a list of quote unquote healthier food choices that I like. So I try to stick to that when available. And post race, it's all about getting in some calories quick to replenish glycogen and start rebuilding muscle as soon as possible. I usually finish the race, have 2 scoops of Recoverite, which is a high glycemic carb, and some protein, and then I try to eat a meal within an hour. Although I haven't been doing that today just because I just don't feel like eating right now, which I need to fix once we get off the phone.
Yeah, man, I imagine it's pretty tough in that sense. And then I imagine, like, ultimately it doesn't, calories wise, I'm sure you're burning more than enough to eat whatever you want, but I feel like you have to eat something probably pretty good so that tomorrow you don't feel like crap when you get out on the course again.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, my body's not used, because I don't eat like a lot of the typical like greasy fast food, burgers, stuff like that on a regular basis. So one of the big things about racing or competing or doing anything is you don't change things on race day. So I'm not going to go slam down a double Big Mac because my body's not used to that, and I don't want it to cause stomach problems. So I kind of stick with what I normally eat. Try to eat a little more than I usually eat, and just make sure I'm fueling mid-race, so it puts me at less of a deficit post-race. Yeah.
Cool. So were there any highlights from today, or I guess because I know the last couple of days it was like really, really rough. So being able to come out and hit that 33 today, was there any other highlights that kind of dug you out of the hole that you were in?
So I had a good group today. I had Jordan, who's been there the last couple days. He only did 1 lap today, but Brianna, who's one of the world's toughest mudder people, She came out and did lap. She did like lap 2 with me, and then actually lap 5 and 6. And we actually picked up the pace on lap 5 and 6. Like those were, I think those were like my second and third fastest lap. Just because I like subconsciously match pace with whoever I'm going with. So she was a little more motivated to be out there. So she was jogging and I was jogging. And then one of the other guys, one of the locals, Neil Carey, who does a lot of Spartan races, came out, and he actually did the first 4 laps with me. So he was helping out. The Pacers just did a great job today. They really helped carry me through today.
Yeah, I know Brianna actually, and she is a very energetic person. So I imagine keeping up with her definitely helps.
Yeah, so we on one of the laps, it was the 3 guys. 3 guys? Yeah, 3 or 4 guys and her, and doing the log carry. You know, they have different sized logs, so we all grabbed like a medium, good sized log, not the smallest one, not the biggest one there. And she picked up like the largest log there. So like we're walking and we look back and like there's this tiny girl who's just carrying this enormous log. It was like, all right, outclassing us, very, very nice. But she did a great job today. She paced me real strong through those last 2 laps. So.
Yeah, and it looked like she had a good time. I saw that she had posted a picture of the medal and stuff like that. So super cool that she was out there and supporting.
Yeah, it was.
Cool. So it sounds like overall super successful day. 33 miles. Obstacles were a little easier. Do you have kind of anything else you'd like to share about your day and your journey to this point?
So Viking. I'll just kind of tell you a little bit about Viking OCR. So it's actually on a resort. It's like a family resort. So I guess you book a room there, and everything's included. So you get, meals, and they have like activities all day. So it's kind of like they take care of everything type vacation. You can go there for the weekend and either use their obstacle course race as a training facility, or if you go there on one of their race weekends, you can go there and you race, and they kind of take care of everything, and your hotel is literally walking distance to the start line. So I think it's a pretty cool race. I mean, if you live in New York or you're interested in coming to kind of the upstate New York area for a race.
Yeah, that sounds like a really rad and like really unique kind of setup.
Yeah. And then, I mean, other than that, we got back to the hotel and finally got a chance to shower and doing some maintenance. My big concern before OCR America started, initially it was like just covering that much mileage, but the more I started training and seeing how my body reacted to like multiple days of high volume, I started worrying about like my hands and feet, and that is turning out to be the case. I mean, my palms today from Shell Hill were just raw. Like I have like one callus that kind of ripped off, and everything else is just like it's very sensitive to the touch. So they have this kind of cool monkey bar, which I think I posted a video of. This cool monkey bar setup where it's like straight, it goes up, and then it goes down, and then it goes straight again, or flat. And so on the first lap, I actually fell off just because my hands hurt so much. Like it just hurt to hold onto the bar. It had nothing to do with muscle strength. And then I taped up my hands after that lap and switched my gloves out, and I made it across the next four laps of the monkey bars without any issue. So that and foot care. So I think I finally got my first blister between 2 of my toes sometime or towards the later half of today, but should be good to go again tomorrow.
Well, that's not too bad, man. 70 miles before you get your first blister is it's really not a bad situation.
It's in a weird spot too. It's like jammed between 2 of my toes. Like I don't even know I don't even know who gets blisters there. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't know, man, but that's cool. I'm glad to hear that that you're doing fairly well, all things considered. 70 miles in, so.
Yeah. So I mean, we knocked out a good chunk today, so 33 miles, and for the next couple of days, it's kind of I'm kind of on a time crunch, and we'll see how many miles I get in. I mean, so tomorrow's a noon start time, so I have about kind of 8 or 9 hours before it gets dark. And then I have an 8 a.m. start time the next day. Like a 12-hour drive, an 8 a.m. start time, and then an 11-hour drive. So realistically, I have about 8 or 9 hours each day to race, and then everything else is kind of driving. So, however he's in that time, that's kind of what I'll end up as an average with. So right now we're on, but we'll see. I think even if I come out a little bit short, as long as I come out when I can still do obstacles, I would consider it a success. But
well, yeah, I mean, I think you're going far above and beyond what any average person would be doing. So even if you come out a little under the 26.2 per day average, I think it's still definitely a success.
And I mean, one of the things, like World's Toughest Mudder, it's set up for multi-lapping, where the obstacles aren't too hard, they're kind of like in the middle ground. But a lot of these courses, like I'm doing, are set up for single lap courses. So, some of the obstacles are a little more challenging than you'd see at something like World's Toughest Mudder. Doing multiple rope traverses, multiple sets of like fairly difficult monkey bars, and you can just, if you go to my Facebook page, I mean, you can see we try to take videos either live or record, depending on reception, of some of the more interesting obstacles per venue, just so people can kind of see what these venues look like.
Yeah, I've definitely been checking those out. They are really rad, and it's also kind of cool just to see you hanging in and doing it,
Yeah, no, it keeps me motivated too. Like when we do the live videos, it's that added like peer pressure to know that people are watching, and you can't mess up because it's going right to the internet. Like it. So you can't edit that one out. And we actually haven't edited any of the videos. Like every video we've taken, we've uploaded. So
awesome. Well, it sounds like all things are going pretty well. What do you got on the agenda for tomorrow? Where you at?
So we'll be at Noob Sanity. Jared Newby has a course in Binghamton. I think it's like a 5K course. I know they have tiered obstacles, so kind of like what Battle Frog did this year. I'm not sure who was first. I feel like Noob Sanity was first, but I'm not positive. So they have kind of tiered obstacles, so I'm interested in that. And we have some pretty good, fairly good turnout. The whole event's kind of small, but we have a pretty good turnout tomorrow. So we'll get to see a couple different people and, talk to some people, get some different stories. I like hearing opinions and just bullshitting to help pass the time while we race. I mean, today I was talking about everything from like World's Strongest Man to, I don't know, like personal family stories, over the 11 hours I was running around.
You got to do something to kill that time. I mean, running can only be so exciting.
Yeah. So.
Cool, man. Well, I will let you, go relax in your compression pants, and hopefully your legs hold up for you tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to talking to you tomorrow evening when you get done. And yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, my friend. Well, you have a good night, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
All right. Sounds good.